build a strong house, you gotta start with a solid foundation. This is Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Piper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxvilleSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Waking up between you and Mama every Saturday morning. Lord, it must be a big old bed. You're listening to Rick's House.
Permachink Systems, protecting wood for a long, long time. Not only protecting it, but beautifying it, helping it when it's decayed, working with log home people, and also working with homeowners. They have a store on Prosser Road in Knoxville at 1605 Prosser Road. It's 800-548-3554, or a store in Sevierville, 1357 Dolly Parton Parkway, 865-774-3307. 865-774-3307. Let me tell you what you're going to learn when you get there. Things I didn't know about. How about the Woodsman line of smooth log caulk? The other day I was looking for something that matched wood trim. I only had two choices, not with Permachink: pine, honey, tan, cedar tone, brown, and gray. E-wood, epoxy wood putty that really works. Putty that will harden and become just like the wood itself, maybe even better. If you're missing sections of your windowsills or frames or furniture or any wood structure, this is the product for you. But maybe it's something smaller. How about epoxy wood paste? Contact PCS today. Call Permachink Systems today. Toll free 800-548-3554, or at the Sevierville store, 865-774-3307, and find out how to make wood better. Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777. 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mentioned that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that,
That's
brother?
a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open-top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House. Hey y'all, this is Rick Allen. Let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Talk Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690. 865-599-1690.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House.
Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome back to Rick's House. Thanks for joining us on the program. Live on the road with Rick's House. Brother Dan Hunter in the house this morning. What is going on? My highly decorated fireman retired. And might I say, grill master, smoke master. How in the world are you doing, brother? I hope you and all of yours are well. I saw that. I meant to reach out to you. Good to see you, Brother Dan. Great to see you this morning. And not only that, we got to get, I got to reach, Dan, we got to get back in touch with each other. I got to get you on talking about elevators. Not only is it a highly decorated fireman and chief, by the way, put it out there like it's been. Great, awesome dad of several children. I don't remember how many, brother, but I know it's several. And also, not only that, a grill master. I'm talking about smoke some meat on you. I'm put some meat on you. And Elevator Man Deluxe. So very, very talented. Wonderful. Good to see you. We are in West Texas for Father's Day weekend. 10 children, Mama. Father of 10, come on. 6 grands. Fantastic, brother. Man, are we that old? Dan Hunter, are we that old? Oh, my good gracious. We are that old, my brother. Happy Father's Day from West Texas. It's going to be a dandy today. Now, I ain't going to lie. We got a lot to talk about on the program today. Florida's hot. The Panhandle is hot, where my brother Dan is. And we have, as my friend says, homidity in the Panhandle. Homidity. We don't got that in East, Well, we got it in East Tennessee for y'all listen back home. East Tennessee put some humidity, as my papa used to call it, humidity. Hey, humidity's bad today, son. I said, I know it's bad, Pops. We don't have that in West Texas, really. I mean, we don't have that like we do in those places. But man, do we got heat. Whew. We got to 108. 108 this morning. Well, not this morning. 108 this week, I should say. They ain't nothing cool at 108. Hear me? Nothing. Ain't nothing cool at 108. It ain't happening, Captain. At 108, So, I had to reach out this morning and yesterday and reach out to my brothers and sisters in the heat and air world and say, help me. And so I've got some tips for you that we're going to talk about living on the road in a box.
Sorry.
Amy's doing home improvement over there this morning in the house, but that's the beauty of being live on the road. we get to do that. So we've done some things. Brother, good morning, Brother Chad. Winderman Deluxe, good to see you this morning. We had some difficulties last week. And I said a bunch of yahoos, which, you know, I've been in that group of yahoos, so I ain't saying nothing that I shouldn't be saying, because I've been in that group. But here in West Texas, somewhere between Dallas, Fort Worth, and Odessa, where we're at, he said, "Give you a raise, Mama." She said she needed one. Listen, brother, it's Father's Day weekend. Hear me? Nothing sweet, dog. But anyhow, so so a bunch of construction guys and gals, I don't know, you know, whatever it is, they hit multiple, did I say multiple? Had multiple cuts, breaks, and so forth in Verizon's fiber cable. So we were without phone, internet, all kinds of stuff on and off, and mostly off for several days. Now, many of y'all know that I use the Verizon. I didn't realize this till I did some digging, because one of the things that we do to facilitate this program, and I haven't went to Starlink yet, although we have Starlink in this particular neighborhood. You can still get in trouble on, they said you can still get in trouble on Father's Day weekend. It's not a free pass. That's what Brother Chad said. Yeah. She said, that's right. She said, preach. So anyway, they cut the line. And so I've got 4 phones that help us facilitate this. And so they were down. That's why I couldn't do the show good last week and wasn't able to do it. And so they were down. And so I got to thinking about that. I was talking to one of the guys that I've met since I've been here about some stuff. And he goes, man, he said, we were trying to text, and he said, I'm having all kinds of phone trouble. He's on Verizon too. And he said, I am too. And so we ended up delaying our meeting and what we were doing for a couple of days until we could get through that. And so I asked him, I said, they give you any kind of credit? And he said, yeah. He said, they gave me $35 a phone credit. And so I thought, well, I'm on Visible, which is one of Verizon Network's pay-as-you-go kind of phone thing. But the reason I'm on it is because, unlike my contract phone, the internet is very, very reasonable, and it's good. And it has served us well. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. It served us well. Now it has. So, but it has disadvantages. And people ask me all the time on the road, are you on Starlink? No, not yet. Although, like I said, the campground has it, and it's good. I mean, our TV's running on it right now. Ain't that a good looking hat? GFL, Green for Life, GFL, national sponsor for Rick's House. Love them. Brother Dean Keys making it happen. Awesome. So anyway, the Visible service has been great, but you can't talk to a live person on the phone. Now, I'm old school, y'all. Y'all know I'm old school, right? There's Mama. Say hey. So, I'm old school. I don't want to text you unless it's just some kind of business, something that's all good. You know what I mean? I don't want to text you unless I have to, because I got fat fingers and that don't work good. If it's something that I really need to talk about, I want to talk to you. But they don't do that. But what they have started doing is you can go in and after you get through the virtual assistant. I ain't doing nothing virtual. That's not working for Ricky. I'm not doing it. I ain't doing nothing virtual. So that being said, and I ain't kidding, Brother Dan, we got to get you on. I'm going to reach out to you after the show. where we can do that. But anyway, so I started in the chat room. Well, the first thing they said is they came back to him and they said, "Oh, we're sorry for your difficulty, but we see that your phone still is working." I said, "Yeah, it was working. It is working. It's working now." And back and forth, back and forth. Well, unfortunately, let me go to the back, whatever they call it, back staff or back media, back room, whatever it is. I don't know. I said, okay, so we're chatting back and forth on their live chat after I got past the virtual assistant. I don't need a virtual assistant. That's not working for me. So they come back and they go, well, unfortunately, there's nothing we can do. I said, okay. So I hung that chat up. So then I let it wait just a few minutes, and then I got back on the chat. And so the girl comes on and she's chatting with me, and I'm trying to explain to her because there's customer service. Good morning, Brother Jen Sharp. From home, the humidity tea was so bad yesterday, the flies were fanning them mosquitoes. Talk to me, brother. Speak it. Brother Dan Hunter down in Florida tell you the same thing. And just called Jim just joined us, Brother Jim Sharp Jr. back home in East Tennessee. What is that? Oh. We didn't get that humidity, although it got up to 58% yesterday. You know, humidity was 58% last night, Mama?
Yeah, but was that the dew point?
I don't know. Mama knows all that meteorology stuff. I don't know about that. You got to do dew point. But anyway.
If it was 58, it was probably 18 or 19 or 20.
Yeah, so. But anyhow. But we did, as I was telling our listening audience earlier, we did have 108. 108. 108 and the travel trailer is exciting. And actually, we've done pretty good. We're going to talk about that. I reached out to Brother Tony Johnson, HVAC man, retired from Oak Ridge National Laboratories. And he gave me some great ideas. As a matter of fact, he's going to be coming on the show soon to talk about that and help us get through that. So we're going to jump into that. We're going to jump into that, but I'm going to go back to my Verizon story.
68% humidity.
Oh. Well, so what does that mean?
With 68% humidity.
Is it? Is that dew point? Well, we got 68% humidity right now.
Air's not blowing.
Huh?
The air's not blowing.
Why? What do you mean it's not blowing?
Like the other day, I turned it on, it runs, but nothing comes out.
Oh, you need to shut it down and let it rest. Okay. They turn this something on. Sorry, I'm doing climate control live from the phone, live from the show this morning. So anyway, back to the Verizon. So Visible is owned by Verizon. So I waited a little bit and I went back on the chat line and I said, hey, and I told them a problem. I understand completely. That must be very, very frustrating. I said, it is. I said, they said, well, we've run a check on, let's run a check on your phone and toggle airplane mode on. They got to do all that crap I don't want to do. Because I said, my phone works fine right now. But on June, this date, and this date, it didn't work. And here's our zip code, and here's where we're at, and it's verified all over the news and everything else. You know, all I'm asking is, look, if I don't pay my bill, you cut my phone off. As you should. But if you don't provide me service, you ought to give me some credit for those days. I ain't asking you to give me the whole month. I'm just asking you to give me credit for the days that don't work. That's fair. What a novel concept. So once I said that, the next thing I know, my phone rings. I'm like, And it says, Visible support. I said, oh, now we got a number. Now we got that customer service number. We're going to save that in our phone. So we did. And so the lady came on and their customer service done in the Philippines and she was super nice. And I explained to her and she said, I understand that. She said, all right, let's work through it. So the long and the short of it is once I got to a live person, and explained what I wanted. I didn't want complete. I said, I got 4 phones. And all 4 of those phones were not working for these 3 days. I want credit for those 3 days. That's what I want. That's fair. I want to pay for what I had. I don't want to pay for what I didn't get. It's just that simple. And so she went through and worked and done everything and was outstanding. And by the way, it was 3:00 in the morning her time. And so they gave me $15 credit on each line, and I was very satisfied, and all ended up. But really and truly, the only thing about this, and I thought about this as I think about my grandchildren and my kids and your grandchildren and stuff that the world they're growing up in is so different from the world we grew up in. Business is done so different. I'm a dinosaur. I really am. But if you hold your guns and I didn't rant and rave, I wanted to so bad. I can't. I'm working on that. But I just said no. I said, now here's what I did, being technically challenging. Y'all get a kick out of this. I said, look, I've got a phone bill that's due. So I've got to make a decision whether or not I'm going to stay with Visible based on the decision that's made here today, or if I'm going to go to Straight Talk or, back to Straight Talk where I came from. And that's when they called me. So I thought, that's one for Ricky. Well, after I got said and done and they gave it everything, and I was looking it up. Visible owns Straight Talk. And they own a track phone, and they own, it's like everything else in the world. One company owns a whole bunch of them. So really and truly, but I'm going to give them kudos because they stepped up and did the right thing. And I'm very happy about it. So I told them, I said, look, I've been talking about y'all for years, on what we do, and we recommend them. And I'll have to say they did right. And Mom, you warm us up a little on our coffee. God bless her, boy. She's made some coffee this morning. I'm telling you what, put her foot in it. So very tickled. What is that about our 4th pot? I got a coffee. She got me a coffee cup. Dr. Pretzels. Now, I see them in the stores down here. I don't know jack about Dr. Pretzels. But what I do know is it's got an Ace Hardware cup that says, don't paint yourself in a corner. But this is a coffee cup that I can use during the show, and that's why I got it. So anyway, we'll talk about that. So, yeah, I reached out to Brother Tony Johnson about HVAC yesterday because, when it reaches a certain point, it can't keep up. I mean, it just can't keep up. I mean, that's what you're dealing with. And when you're in a 10 box anyway. So, Rick, how do you, people ask me, how do you manage the heat in West Texas or in the high desert or in the high plains where we are? We come back, I'm going to give you some tips for that if you're getting ready to go on the road, thinking about going on the road or thinking about visiting in those climates. These also work in your house. So, and we're going to talk about windows. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff today. I'm telling you, we got a good one for y'all. Don't go nowhere. We got it coming up. Hang on, young'uns. I will be right back. I am so excited to be back with you. We may even run long today. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. But you listen to Rick's House. Don't go nowhere.
Waking up between you and Mama every Saturday morning. Lord, it must be a big old bed. You're listening to Rick's House.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Popper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxvilleSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777, 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mentioned that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that, brother?
That's a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House.
Brother Chad Cunningham said, play it one more time, Rick. Here we go.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'Cause it's Rick's House.
Hey y'all, this is Coach Brooks and you are listening to Rick's House. Everything you need to know about home improvement. Here comes Rick.
Come on, Rocco. Little drum Eddie in the background. Here we go.
Whoa, whoa, way down south in the rain and the heat. Sure get hot there, you couldn't cook an egg on the concrete. Walking around on the city streets, they go, whoosh, let the big dog eat. Let the big dog eat. Woo-yah! Call the doctor, call the nurse. I don't know what it is, but I know it sure hurts. Call the ambulance, call the cop. Call the number of the man of God. Let the big dog eat. Let the big dog eat.
Oh, good Saturday morning to you. Welcome into Rick's House. Thanks for joining us on the program. Little Rocco Hermance with Brunetti in the background, otherwise known as Drum Eddie. I miss my brother. Good stuff on the program this morning. Now, before the timeout, we were talking about dealing with heat and humidity and so forth in a travel trailer. Also, this runs true with your house too. So I called Tony Johnson, HVAC man deluxe, as I told you, retired from Oak Ridge National Laboratories, and I said, "Speak to me, brother." He said, "What's your temperature?" I said, 108. He said, "Oh Lord!" I said, "Well, the humidity or humidity is not as bad as it sounds, but it's bad." Now, I have found that with the things that we have done, we've already talked about this on the program. One of the things that we did right out of the gate is I got to thinking, I've got one 15,000 BTU unit on the roof. Okay. I don't have two. It should have two, but it doesn't. So I've got one 15,000 BTU up there. So that's one thing. The next thing is that I have added some portable air conditioning units that I can strategically place throughout the travel trailer, I should say. And then we don't utilize things during that heat. Like behind me, if you look behind me, you'll see that big white dryer, which is a 110 volt dryer that we use in the washer and that kind of stuff. So we wash at night typically, or in the mornings when it's cool. So you do those kinds of things. First question Tony said, Rick, when's the last time you had your coils cleaned on your HVAC system? I said, it's time. He said, all right. He said, that's number one. And I'm going to get Tony on to talk about all this stuff when we can put a whole show together. So getting those coil cleaned are important because every climate that we've been in has been a climate where we're in dust, and really bad dust. I mean, there's wind and dust in all the places we go because we're chasing weather. For us, it's low humidity and dry climate. That's what I need to function with my AFib and my neuropathy. So that's the first thing. Well, he told me, he said, I promise you, he said, if those coils are dirty, he said, it will probably help you maybe as much as 50% to clean that unit, which we do. The other thing is setting your thermostat at a particular setting, whether that's somewhere between 68 and 72, depending on who you are, and leaving it there. Just leave it there. It's better to have it at 72 and the compressor be able to run and keep up than it is to set it down at 68 or 65 or 66 and it gets hot and the compressor kicks off. Because at 108, that's what happens. The compressor gets hot because it's overworking, and it's got a safety mechanism. It's going to shut it down. Now, ideally, when that happens, you should shut your unit off. Well, that's hard to do when it's that hot outside. So we took our units and we set them back up and left them at a consistent temperature. Now, here's something I did that just came to me. I just thought about it and I thought, what do I need to do? Sorry, I had to adjust my chair a little bit. I said, what do I need to do in my brain, thinking like a builder, like a contractor, like just a country person? How did they survive humidity before they had a bunch of air conditioning? Well, they did a couple things. They had ceilings that were very tall, so I don't have that. But they had fans. So I got to thinking, we've got a lot of AC in this house. We just don't have a lot of airflow because those portable units, although they do a good job with the cold air, they don't. I'm gonna adjust that. It's uncomfortable. Sorry, y'all. There's Mama. So although they have that, they don't have enough air to get this box turning, to get it separated. So what I did is I went and I purchased some 20-inch industrial floor fan. Boy, that's hard to say. Floor fans. Okay. Now we look at that and we say, well, what's that look like, Rick? Well, it looks like that right there, which are off right now. Let me see if y'all can see it. See that? Okay. I got two of those. That's funny, Mama. Oh, I thought I heard you laughing. I dropped the phone.
That's funny.
Yeah, I dropped the phone over there. Oh, well. So anyway, so the idea is, and I got one and I thought, ooh, that's better. Because we're rolling that air through the travel trailer. We're rolling that air through the house. Okay. So then I thought, if one is good, two is better. So I went and got one that sets in the back side of the kitchen. I got one that sets in the living room. And when you crank those suckers up on high, I've got it off right now because the sound of it will drown out the sound of what we're doing. And so we can't have that while we're broadcasting. But what we did is I put those in and it made a phenomenal difference, an absolutely phenomenal difference. It really did. So we did that. The next thing, so step one is clean the coils. Step two, set the thermostat and leave it. They're coming to clean the coils on Monday. I'll let you know how that goes. Step three is adding fans that move air. Each one of these fans moves 4,550 cubic feet per minute of air. So if I can get that air circulating, well, Rick, how do you do that? Well, you put your fan in the corner about 3, 4, 5 inches off the wall, and you point it toward the floor because your heavy air is at the floor, your hot air is at the top. And so I put one toward the floor and one toward the top opposite of each other. And so we're trying to get this. We're trying to get that circulation. And so honestly, that has worked wonderfully. And as it cools down at night, we literally can set the HVAC unit, the 15,000 BTU on. We can set that on 70 and just run the 2 fans. And like when I woke up this morning, I was cold. I had to cover up with my blanket. So I always keep my blanket. After I knocked my tea off there and spilled that in the floor last night. The good thing is to go to Knoxville Salvage and buy some of that great luxury vinyl flooring that goes down like that's waterproof, 100% waterproof. Yeah, Amy said you need waterproof with Ricky. That's true. So I went and got that. So really and truly, as long as we stay 104 or lower, we're good to go. Honestly, when you get to 108, it's anybody's guess. The next thing that we're going to look at, we decided to wait until we get the coil clean. My hope is that once the coils are clean, the energy efficiency will go up of the 15,000 BTU rooftop unit, and we won't need to add an additional air conditioner. But I probably will anyway. And you say, well, oh my God, Rick, what kind of air conditioner? You've got 3 right now. What are you going to do? I said, well, what I will do is the one I'll add is in a window that we have that's a tall, narrow but tall window. I've got 23.5 inches to work with inside the window opening. And I've got, of course, it's 72 inches tall. But to do that, I researched air conditioning units, and right now the window air conditioner unit that I find that has the best ratings overall from everybody across the board is a product called TCL. Now, I'm familiar with TCL because it's a product that I use. I have a TCL cell phone, and it was a free phone. It was one that came to me for one of my Visible accounts. And I'm going to tell you something. It's the best little phone we've had. It works. It works great. So I got to look, and Target and Walmart and some other places have TCL. And here, Target, by the way, here, I'm going to have to say, in Odessa, Texas, where we are, has a phenomenal store. They're Johnny on the spot on that curbside pickup and all that kind of stuff. It's fantastic. So you've got TCL air conditioner. They got an 8,000 BTU that'll still fit. If I get any bigger than that, it won't fit in the window space I have for like $229, which is very doable. But the advantage to it is it has a smart inverter. You say, oh my God, Rick, what's a smart inverter? Well, I didn't know until I started doing campground living and travel trailer living. The smart inverter runs like mini HVAC, like especially Train runs like this. When, excuse me, dust. So when you're sitting at a red light, and this is how my brain works, and I hope this is a good analogy for you guys to understand what I'm talking about, because this is how I had to understand it, because I don't understand HVAC. Tony's going to come on. We're going to do a show talked about staying in your swim lane. He and I had this conversation yesterday, and it's a great conversation. Rick, what do you mean? I know a little bit about a lot of things. I know a lot about some things, and we all have that. But if I don't know a lot about it, I'm going to defer to those that do. Because then it's a better value for me. For instance, my dad was an electrician, and happy Father's Day, everybody. Happy Father's Day to all you dads out there. Whether you're a foster dad, whether you're a stepdad, whether you're a dad, whether you're adopted dad, whether you're a biological dad, whatever kind of dad you are or grandfather you are, happy Father's Day to you. Without y'all and out the wonderful mothers out there. And if you're a mama and you're doing both sides, you get to celebrate Father's Day too. Hear me, children. Hear me. If mama's the stable one for both, you need to be celebrating her too. So anyway, excuse me. Stay in your swim lane. In other words, you're going to get the best value. Folks ask me all the time, well, should I try this? Should I not try this? Well, it really depends on the skill that you have. Depends on the skill that you have to do it. Can you afford to do it? Can you afford to take the time away? Is it cheaper to pay somebody than to pay yourself? Fifth, do you have the equipment to do it? Sixth, if you do it and you don't like it and it has to be redone, which is going to cost more than it would be to defer to somebody who knows to start with, can you do that and be satisfied? Those are the things, questions that we ask ourselves when we get ready to talk about don't let do it yourself become do it to yourself. Now, back to sitting at the stop sign. So we're sitting at the stop sign or a red light. Red light's a better analogy. You're sitting at the red light there with your car. Red light turns green. Do you mash the gas to the floor and take off? Amy does. No, she... Think about that. Do you mash the gas to the floor and take off, or do you just start easing off and building your speed up and building your speed up and building your speed up? Depends on the situation. But let's say that logic would tell me, without any technical data, that if I ease and get the car started and I gradually bring it up to speed, it's going to be more efficient than if I just slam my foot down on the gas and dump a bunch of gas into the fuel injection system or carburetor or whatever we have nowadays, because I am not mechanical. That's not my forte. That is not my swim lane. Okay. Smart inverter AC units act the same way. Instead of just, you've heard your refrigerator kick on. You've heard that window air conditioner. I mean, it's blowing fan and all of a sudden it sounds like it rattles the whole house because that compressor kicks in. Okay. You have what's called surge. That surge takes you from, you're getting the full 8,000 BT. I mean, you're getting a bam. I mean, it's sucking energy like sucking a thick milkshake through a thin straw. I mean, you're getting that. Whereas a smart inverter AC unit, what it's going to do is it's going to give it a little gas and build itself up. And then it's going to do the same, and it's going to stay steady, and then it's going to let itself down. That's going to be 40% more efficient is what they say. 40% more efficient. So I'm going to add, most likely, just like a mini split. Yes, Carol, just like a mini split. Absolutely. Now, we considered a mini split, and that's a fantastic, thank you. That's a fantastic analogy. So I talked to Tony about that, and he's going to share that with us when we do another show. But here's the gist of it. I know back home in East Tennessee, you can buy a mini split $600-800. Okay, in West Texas, where it's so hot, I can buy a mini split for $250-350. And many folks can put those in on their own. There's a time when I could have done that. That's going to be difficult for me now for a couple of reasons. One, my mobility is not as good. I could probably do it as long as I don't have to get up on the roof. That's why I hadn't cleaned my coils yet. My balance is not such that I can get up on the roof and feel safe. And Ricky if he fell off the roof, he'd just bounce and get back up. Well, if Ricky falls off the travel trailer now, he don't bounce, he splats. Plat. And then I ain't no good to nobody for 2 months. So I can't do that. So I have to defer out of my swim, that's not my swim lane, into somebody's swim lane who knows what they're doing. That being said, getting that done with a mini split, there's two things to consider with a mini split. And a lot of folks use mini splits. Tony was telling me that, he's got these Volkswagens that he shows all over the place. He's got a van and a Volkswagen van, and he's got a Volkswagen convertible and so forth, so on. But anyway, he uses his car hauler, and then, he's got a portable unit in there that he uses. A lot of those folks put a mini split on it. A lot of folks put a mini split on their camper or their travel trailer. A is where you mount it. Where do you mount the inside unit? Those are considerations. But the main thing is power. It's got to have a dedicated circuit. So that's something to consider. And then how are you going to run lines? Now, here's the other issue with a mini split. If that mini split is not sized appropriately to the unit that you're using, if it's not sized appropriately, then if it's too big, it ain't going to run enough. If it's too small, it's going to run all the time. So getting it sized appropriately is crucial. Absolutely crucial. So when we decide where we're going to make home base, because we are, and I've talked about this on the show quite a bit. When we decide where we're going to make home base, we're going to purchase land. We're going to put, this is tentative. This is my thoughts. My thoughts are we purchase land. We set this travel trailer up on that land, and then we'll either add an addition to it or we'll build a tiny house or whatever we decide to do. And then we will have a smaller unit that we'll either tote or we'll drive, most likely drive, because I'm reaching that age where it's awful nice for mama or me to make, if she's driving, I'll ease back there and go to the restroom and make a sandwich for us, or vice versa. Something smaller, easier to handle, because when I move this is, it used to, it wasn't, in an hour we was ready to roll. Well, my mama. In 15 minutes, when we pulled in the Walmart parking lot, we were set up, slides were out, which you got to be careful if you have slides, but we have to set ours out or we can't function. Generator was on, air conditioning was blowing. We had the big screen on, wondering about what we going to do for TV. What we going to do for supper. Okay. So, but that is not done as easy now as it was. So whether we stay here or whether we buy a piece of land or whatever that we do, and we do that, at that time, I will probably go to a mini split, and I'll probably put it in the new addition that we add on, so we can pull. We've got some things in storage we want to pull out to put into that are not worth anything except to us. Some handmade things my grandfather made, Amy's dad had made. Those kinds of things that don't mean anything to anybody but us, and especially my bride. So that's the dilemma. That's what we've talked about. What I wanted to share with you this morning. So, right now, to recap, we are seeing what the coil cleaning does first of the week. Once I see what it does, and we've got some 103 and 105 and 106 day temperatures coming up. If it's adequate, I'll leave it. If it's not, I'll probably most likely, I'm just going to go ahead and tell you, I'm probably going to go ahead and add that window unit. Our campground owner says that, he's had success with that. I'll probably do it because when you live on the road, and even in your house, if you're trying to live off grid, and we're going to talk about living off grid in some things today that I'm learning from my friends that are living completely off grid. That's the goal. The goal is to be off grid, but you got to have a backup for your backup and for your backup's backup. Okay. If you're going to come off grid, some of this property we're looking at, although it's convenient to town, which is important for us, we got to be 30 minutes to the hospital. That's where we are. And, we have got to be 30 minutes, no more than 30 minutes to a major hospital that can deal with heart issues and things of that nature, which is where we are. We've got to be, we've got to be able to have critical care to us in 10, 15 minutes. And there's some places you can go in this beautiful country and buy land for nothing. Absolutely nothing. I saw lots this morning, $8,000 acre lots. Electric, water, and sewer, Amy. Really? $8,000. But you're an hour away from major services. That won't work for us. Many of you know that Amy had a medical emergency a month or so ago, almost 2 months now, and they had to put her in a plane and fly her. That's fine unless you're having a heart attack. No good. So that's the thinking on what we're doing and how we're doing it and why we're doing it. So those thoughts. And we come back. I'm going to talk a little bit about land and what we're looking for and things to consider. And also, I've got a product here somewhere. I don't know what I've done with it. I'll try to find it during the timeout. I'm going to take a short time out to hear from some of those folks that bring you this program. I'm going to have a little coffee and get a couple props that I need. And we'll jump right back into the home improvement and life on the road with Rick's House. Hang on, young'uns. Don't go nowhere. It's going to be a dandy. Located in the heart of East Tennessee, where they do full service plumbing and repairs. All Clear Plumbing. Wheeler and Daniel, they know how to get the things right in your house. From a broken water pipe to an emergency repair to a water line installed, or maybe something that you never thought a plumber could do. Who do you call? You call All Clear Plumbing. Talk to Wills, All Clear Plumbing. Your choice for plumbing. 865-443-7752.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. And let me tell you about my friends at Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Piper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online. KnoxvilleSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com. A Rick's House favorite.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777, 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mentioned that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that,
That's
brother?
a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House. Permachink Systems, protecting wood for a long, long time. Not only protecting it, but beautifying it, helping it when it's decayed, working with log home people, and also working with homeowners. They have a store on Prosser Road in Knoxville at 1605 Prosser Road. It's 800-548-3554, or a store in Sevierville, 1357 Dolly Parton Parkway, 865-774-3307. 865-774-3307. Let me tell you what you're going to learn when you get there. Things I didn't know about. How about the Woodsman line of smooth log caulk? The other day I was looking for something that matched wood trim. I only had two choices, not with Permachink: pine, honey, tan, cedar tone, brown, and gray. E-wood, epoxy wood putty that really works. Putty that will harden and become just like the wood itself, maybe even better. If you're missing sections of your window sills or frames or furniture or any wood structure, this is the product for you. But maybe it's something smaller. How about epoxy wood paste? Contact PCS today. Call Permachink Systems today. Toll free 800-548-3554, or at the Sevierville store, 865-774-3307, and find out how to make wood better. you a moment now. Carol's husband put a comment I put in on the program this morning. Thank you so much for that great information. He says, this is Carol's husband. I have installed mini splits. Mini splits are very forgiving. A 1-ton mini split will modulate between 3,000 to 13,000 BTU. A standard home split system must be sized properly. You know, that's really interesting because that's something that, as I said, is out of my lane. And tell us your name so that we can be sure. We certainly appreciate you listening to us this morning and providing that information. You know, when I look at what we do here, and we've done this is year 26 for Rick's House. Like I said, we've changed the name a little bit with Life on the Road with Rick's House, because that's what it is. It's life on the road. And so we share with you what we're doing, how we're doing it, the challenges that we face, and all those kinds of things as we journey this way. We were fortunate that through unfortunate circumstances, it forced us to go on the road early. Had we not done that, we would not be able to be on the road like we are now. And we were, I would not wish what put us on the road to anybody, because it's awful. But God finds us something in everything that provides where He wants you at the time and why you're there. And so, you know, what I hope, and what I've always hoped with Rick's House, is that when we've had to make a decision about making a ton of money or sticking to our guns about what we do, we're always going to choose sticking to our guns. Money is not a factor. Now, do I do Rick's House to make a little money? Absolutely. I do. I mean, that's just part of it. But the real reason I do it is because it's my hobby and I love it and I want to help people. I look so forward to being allowed to spend time with each and every one of you every Saturday morning. And then it amazes me as, you know, Amy will post things, and, you know, she's the implementer of those things, and we discuss them and talk about them, and she puts them out there. And then I look at a post that we put out there that touches 50,000 people. That just blows my mind. Whether it's something that just makes 50,000 people laugh, or whether it's something that just makes somebody, you know, now there's people out there doing these things that's got millions and millions and millions of subscribers. We haven't even done subscriptions yet. We haven't. And that's something that we're going to do. We've put some wish lists out there, and we're going to update that to more category wise. I have some products that are coming to me. That's something else that now that we've got situated on the road that we'll do, that we'll share with you. And we'll give those away. I've got a book that's coming from a dear friend of mine who is, he's just got more knowledge than, I mean, the knowledge is just unbelievable that he has. I mean, it's just unbelievable on how to take an idea and patent it in the process. And I met him, he holds over 20 patents, many of them that have been extremely successful. The first patent that I was aware of that he put together that we worked with him on was called Blind Mark. And he ended up selling that idea to a company, and they're in Lowe's and Home Depots and Ace Hardwares and all across the country. So that's why we do what we're doing. So, you know, when I get out of my lane, and I'm definitely out of my lane when it comes to HVAC, you know, I really appreciate that advice, and we put it out there. You know, at the end of the day, you have to make your own decisions about what you do. Just like when folks ask me, Rick, how do you choose a contractor? How do you select a subcontractor? How you do that? It's really not hard. We give you the information that you need, and we will vet those people. You know, because I've been doing this a long time, and fortunately I know some questions to ask, but you can ask the same questions, and we're going to share that with you. We don't want do it yourself to become do it to yourself. That's part of it. Hey, Amy, when you get a chance, I could use you. Now, my bride is in the back of our house, travel trailer. And yesterday, one of the things that frustrates, and honestly, I've been very pleased with our travel trailer. We've had minimal problems, minimal. We've not had the nightmares that so many people have. We've just not. It's basically, as for a travel trailer, it's done pretty well. They do travel trailer things that drive me out of my mind as a home builder and a contractor, but that's okay. It's travel trailer. They got to cut somewhere, but quality you don't have to cut on. I'm just going to put it right out there. That's just part of it. That's fine. No hurry. So that being said, one of the things that we consistently want to talk about is their issues. Your first issue is the windows that they use in travel trailers, much like the windows they put in some houses. Back home in East Tennessee and Knoxville, they built a huge apartment complex back in the day. And it's still there. And it's one of the most attractive apartment complexes. Lots of units. I don't know, 500, 600, 700 units. I don't know how many's in it. Beautiful property, beautiful, great location at that time, wonderful grounds, all that kind of stuff. But they put the cheapest glass aluminum single hung windows they could find in it. And it wasn't insulated properly. And folks moved in there, and their electric bills were, some of them, $700, $800, $900 a month, and people lost their minds. Do you see that new unique waste product that I got for the toilet? And also do we have a piece of reflectives?
Yeah.
This little piece when you get a chance. Yeah. No worries. Thank you, sweet doll. Chad said to give you a raise. So, and so you're in an apartment, but the energy efficiency is not there. The same holds true with travel trailers. Now, here's what you have to be careful with when we talk about that. I have been researching how to make our windows more efficient, because you lose about 75% of your energy efficiency through your roof on whatever you've got. House, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. It goes up and tries to go out first. Heat tries to come in first. All those kinds of things come from that big surface. The next thing it does is it tries to escape through windows and doors. And then you lose a minimal amount, somewhere around 8% through your floors. So your roof and your windows and doors are the majority. Oh, thanks, sweet doll. Are the majority of the loss of your energy efficiency. And so that holds true when we talk about the travel trailer too. Now, as I've rebuilt slides and as I continue to do things, the insulation sucks. I'm just going to tell you like it is. It sucks. So we tear all that out and we go back in with as much R value as we can into those spaces. And we also deal with draft. Draft is your enemy. It's always going to be your enemy. Where there's draft, there's water infiltration. Where there's draft, there's heat infiltrations and cool infiltrations. And where there's infiltrations, there's space for bugs and critters. And so all those kinds of things are so important. Y'all look here. There's Harold. Let me put Harold on the show. He won't even know it. Look here. Let's see if I can get him around there. Let's give y'all. Can you see him, Amy, on the show? He's studying. He's on that phone. He's studying. Got the sprinklers going this morning. There's our front yard. Those are globe willows, y'all. Here in West Texas in the high plains / desert. Galicia rock down there and gravel. Harold has no idea that we're filming him. He's our maintenance guy. Tell me if I got it right, Mom. Y'all tell me if I got it right. So anyway, so one of the things that you've got to do is, when I've been looking at window inserts, they're interior storm windows. They don't like to do them in travel trailers because the windows have a curved radius. They have a 3-inch radius on them in the corners, and they don't like that. They also don't want to put them in RV and travel trailers because they feel like they have liability when it's going down the road, and people go, "Oh, it didn't stay in there; it fell down the road and broke." Okay. Well, they're not made for travel. So I can't recommend them for that, because if you do, then you're going to be a problem. Did it show, Harold? Okay. So what we can do is we've got to reflect radiant heat. Now, this is true with your home as well as it is with the windows in your travel trailer and your RV. That's why we have radiant barrier. I went yesterday to Lowe's and Home Depot and to pull up, and I wanted to do two things. I wanted to get Reflectix, which is this. It's bubble wrap with foam on both, with reflective paper on both sides. It has bubble wrap in the center. This is highly efficient when you're in a travel trailer / RV. They also use a very similar product when you're talking about your roof barrier. Because think about this. You're trying to keep 105 degree temperature. God knows how hot that sun is on your roof or on your windows in these type of climates we're in. You're trying to keep that out. And so often you've got your attic space is 145, 150 degrees. And the only thing between you and that's a little insulation and some sheetrock. The only thing between that dead UV light coming straight at you in Texas, Arizona, wherever you're at, is a piece of single glass with a little tin on it. That's like wet toilet paper or cold coffee. It's no good. So what the Reflectix does is it reflects that radiant heat. Now you have to be careful with this. And I did this and I knew better. It's dumb. Can you say dumb, Ricky? It was dumb. And I did it. It was sling blade dumb. I like biscuits with mustard on them. Got a haircut. That looks good, don't it? Okay. So I did that. Get my GFL hat back on. That's a good looking hat. Green for life. You got to be with them. So that being said, so I went and I bought a 100-foot roll, 4 foot wide, 25 foot long of Reflectix. That cost me $60. Now I was also looking for half inch because it fits in the windows good. Half inch EPS foam, poly EPS, which is styrofoam like in your cooler, and that's what that looks like, with a reflective cover on it to put in my windows, because this is going to help with conductive heat. Okay, it's going to help bounce that cool back in. It's going to help bounce that heat back in when you're heating in the wintertime, but it ain't going to do jack for sunlight. It ain't. So our thoughts were a combination of EPS foam and Reflectix as it's called. And then for it to be effective, you have to have between a half inch and 1 inch is maximum. 1 inch is, people say 5 inches. I don't know about all that. I know that with insulated glass in windows, you up to 1 inch airspace in between gives you the maximum amount of energy efficiency and R value that you can achieve. Now in travel trailers, single glass is one step up from, or a house is one step up from a piece of plastic. I mean, it sucks. I mean, that's all you can say about it. It's horrible. It does a little bit better with drafts, but that's it. That's it. That's its sole purpose in life. Okay. Now that being said, insulated glass really ain't much better. And in travel trailers, what they do, unless it's a premium travel trailers, they just smash two pieces of glass together and it has no airspace in it, and that sucks too. It gives you a little bit of stuff, but it's less than one. I mean, it's terrible. It's terrible. So this is a much better option. And now they do an insert for residential windows. Let's say you're in the Fourth and Gill, like we would have in East Tennessee, or historical area like San Antonio, where they have the Riverwalk and they have the Venetian canals through there and all that kind of stuff. And the Historical Society says you're not going to change these windows. I don't care when they were put in. They're single glass wood windows, and you're going to refurbish them. Well, an interior storm window that has a colored vinyl trim that will match is acceptable sometimes. So you can get that barrier and you get more energy efficiency. There are options in that will allow you to deal with noise. One of the things I want to deal with is that all my neighbors, I like Rick's House and Life on the Road with Rick's House at 6 o'clock, on Saturday mornings in Pacific time, but not everybody does. So they don't want to hear me. Here's another option. So XPS or true polystyrene is an option with Reflectix on it. Now, I told you I made a boo-boo. In our skylights, I made the mistake of letting the Reflectix get too close to the plastic skylight. And in 108 temperature, it literally melted and disfigured that plastic in that skylight's glass. I knew better. Brother Tim, what's going on, my brother? Brother Tim, yes, sir. Outstanding. Good to see you this morning. Tim Mix out in Oregon. Aviation Man Deluxe. Appreciate you. I hope you have a great too, my brother. And yes, sir. Paul Seymour, good to see you, brother. Old school this morning representing. That's good stuff on the program. I appreciate that. And a great Father's Day for you guys as well. Appreciate that. Absolutely, positively. So let me do that, and let me take this off. There we go. So we're back to it. So that being said, that's the ticket. So the idea is that we're going to fasten this to this, and then we're going to, because the windows have a 3-inch curve radius on the corner, 3-inch curve, we're going to go from wall to wall and make that airspace in there. Well, when I got there, they didn't have any of this. Not in 1/2 inch. They had 2 inch. Well, 2 inch don't work for me because it sticks out above my walls. So I told Amy, I said, let's just run this Reflectix and see how that does. So we'll have an update on that next week on the program. And I'll let you know how that goes. I'm going to keep this, Mom, so I have it for the show. Okay? So we got that going on. So yeah, we've got that happening. Now, I'm going to take a short time out to hear from some of those folks that bring you the Rick's House program. When we come back, I'm going to show you, and I've got it right here. I want to show you a product that I believe in. They are not a sponsor of this program, but I dig it. I want to share it with you because we're going to talk about what happens when it gets hot and you're not working a composting toilet. You're dealing with something that we have to deal with when you're on the road. Life on the Road with Rick's House. Hang on, youngins. Let's hear from some of those folks that let it happen. Permachink Systems, protecting wood for a long, long time. Not only protecting it, but beautifying it, helping it when it's decayed, working with log home people, and also working with homeowners. They have a store on Prosser Road in Knoxville at 1605 Prosser Road at 800-548-3554, or a store in Sevierville, 1357 Dolly Parton Parkway, 865-774-3307. 865-774-3307. Let me tell you what you're going to learn when you get there. Things I didn't know about. How about the Woodsman line of smooth log caulk? The other day I was looking for something that matched wood trim. I only had 2 choices. Not with Permachink. Pine, honey, tan, cedar tone, brown, and gray. E-wood, epoxy wood putty. Putty that really works. Putty that will harden and become just like the wood itself, maybe even better. If you're missing sections of your window sills or frames or furniture or any wood structure, this is the product for you. But maybe it's something smaller. How about epoxy wood paste? Contact PCS today. Call Permachink Systems today. Toll free 800-548-3554 or at the Sevierville store, 865-774-3307, and find out how to make wood better.
Whether you're living in a brand new home or swimming in a money pit, we've got your home improvement answers. It's Rick's House, the home improvement show.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777, 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mention that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that,
That's
brother?
a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House.
Got a question? Rick's got the answers for all your home improvement questions. It's Rick's House, home improvement advice done right.
Tune in to Rick's House every Saturday from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30. Don't let do-it-yourself become do-it-to-yourself.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, and let me tell you about one of my favorite companies, Top Septic. If you need a new drain field, or maybe you're having a problem with your existing drain field, or maybe the septic tank just needs to be pumped, they are the folks that can handle it for you. They know what they're doing. They're an American-owned company run by a veteran who wants to give you the type of service that you're expecting. Top Septic. Call them today, 865-599-1690, 865-599-1690.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show on the road. Let me tell you about my friends at Knoxville Salvage and Old City Kitchens. Joel Piper and the team there have been friends of this program for a long time, and they want to be your friend. Friends, they have got the best cabinets, the best products. You say, Rick, is it seconds? No, everything's first quality. They do have some seconds if you want to get a deal, but not on kitchens and not on about everything they have in the store. So trust me, they're part of our team. They want to be part of your team. And in this environment where building materials are going through the roof, they're going to have the best prices on the best products in Knoxville or anywhere in the surrounding area. Call them today. See them online, KnoxvilleSalvage.com, OldCityKitchens.com, a Rick's House favorite.
Waking up between you and Mama every Saturday morning. Lord, it must be a big old bed. You're listening to Rick's House.
Hey, y'all, this is Rick Allen, host of Rick's House Home Improvement Radio Show. Let me tell you about our newest sponsor, GFL. That's Green for Life. If you're looking for that dumpster or that roll-off or that piece of equipment that's going to get that debris away from your job site, or just keep things handy around and clean around that big business that you have, GFL wants to be your partner. They want to service you, and they want to take care of you. Locations in Knoxville and Morristown, and you can call them today at 865-475-7777, 865-475-7777. Dean Kings joins me today to tell us about a special offer for Rick's House listeners. Dean.
Yeah, Rick, if they mention that they've heard about us on your show or any kind of thing affiliated with your show, we're going to waive our delivery fee for any roll-off box.
And how much is that,
That's
brother?
a $75 savings.
$75 savings right off the bat. So if you're looking for that dumpster or that open top roll-off, GFL is the company that's got them for you. They want to take care of you, they want to service you, and they do a great job for us. GFL, call them today, 865-475-7777, and mention that you heard them on Rick's House.
Hey, y'all, this is Kix Brooks, and you are listening to Rick's House, everything you need to know about home improvement. Here comes Rick.
Oh, well, it's Rick's House. If you got a question, he'll help you figure it out. 'cause it's Rick's house.
Good Saturday morning to you. Welcome into Rick's House. Thanks for joining us on the program live from West Texas. Hey, your mama, young'uns, it got hot down here. Come on. Thank you so much for joining us on the program. Appreciate what you're doing. Thanks for being with us. Without you, it's no good. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Did I say we appreciate it? Thank you for being with us. As we are continuing, thank you so much for the growth, too. I appreciate that. Happy Father's Day to you. Father's Day weekend for those of you listening to us live on Saturday mornings, and for those that listen to us during the week, thank you so much for that. You can always reach out to us. You can find us at rickshouseradio@gmail.com, rickshouseradio@gmail.com, live on the road with rickshouse@gmail.com. And all those come to me and eventually make it to me. So I'd love to hear from you. Now, it's that time of year, folks. And we've talked a lot about sewer treatment, whether it's in your house. You know, our friends at Top Septic, Josh and Heidi, what a great job they do. And if you're in that East Tennessee region and you need that service, reach out to Top Septic. That's topseptic.net. topseptic.net, and they'll take care of you pumping that out. And if you have an RV/travel trailer and you need that tank pump, they can do that too. But be sure that when you talk to somebody about pumping the tank on your RV or your travel trailer, that they understand what it takes to correctly pump that tank, because if they crank that pump truck up, they can collapse that tank in a heartbeat. Now, lots of folks on the road live by using composting toilets. And actually, when we are traveling from point A to point B, we use our toilet like a composting toilet. You say, oh, Rick, isn't that nasty? It's absolutely not. It's really cleaner than anything else that you do, and it's a whole lot less trouble. So we put a garbage bag in there. You can put a diverter in there for liquids that go separate. But if we're just, and that's what we do if we were going to compost all full time, we would use liquids and separated from solids. But a little, if you're going to use kitty litter, we use kitty litter, little kitty litter, and you know it does a great job. Stays fresh in a bag that are made for that in the water closet or in the toilet itself. And then after you do your business, you just put that up and seal it. Put that in a trash bag that goes in the dump. You can't bury, don't be burying that, because kitty litter, it stays around forever. That's a problem. And you need to abide by whatever the local laws are that you do, because that's important. But it's clean. It doesn't smell. It's not a problem. But we use our black tank when we're hooked up to sewer. Black tank, gray tank. Gray tank holds your water, your shower water, your dishwater, washing machine water, all that kind of stuff. Your black tank is what holds your toilet water and your solids. So that being said, there's a lot of maintenance involved with that. And one of the things that you keep that, and I don't care how good you do your maintenance, one of the problems that you can have is in a travel trailer RV / you can have what's called black flies. And black flies are basically little sewer flies that they breed, and they come out when your tank doesn't have proper treatment / it's hot. Because when the water evaporates, that gives them a breeding ground. And if you go to flush your black tank, now, first of all, your black tank valve stays closed all the time, unless you're going to dump the hose. All the time. All the time, all the time, all the time. Your gray water tank stays open as long as you're hooked to the appropriate sewer. Now, next week, I'm probably going to talk about, I need to make a note of this. Next week, I'm going to talk about the sewer hoses. It goes out to it's just been a nightmare because it's flexible and it does all that stuff. And so I have a solution for that that's inexpensive, short of hard plumbing it with 3-inch 40, Schedule 40 or black plastic PVC from the dump valve into the sewer, which if I was going to stay in one place permanently, that's what I would do, and insulate that pipe. That's one option. I'm going to show you another option that lets you utilize what you already have and gets it up off the ground and takes the kinks out of it and supports it. You say, Rick, well, don't you have that sewer caddy thing? Yeah, I got that, but that don't work worth crap when you've got to go 30 feet. The other reason is when you're on hard ground like we are in here where the ground is really hard, what happens when you have high winds, 60-mile-per-hour winds, it blows it over. So that's something I need to make a note of, Mama. We need to talk about that next week on the program, sewer hoses and making that happen. So that's something that we're going to do. We'll do that next week. The black flies are treated by a couple things. I can't stand a fly. I know that they have a purpose, I guess. I ain't real sure what that is, but they have a purpose. Let me just read this to you. Flies in your RV black tank are usually sewer or drain flies. To get rid of them fast, keep your black tank valve closed until full, correct? Use an enzyme tank treatment. We're going to talk about that coming up. And deep clean the tank using an RV flush. Okay, we're going to talk about that too. That's something that you have to do to keep that from built up. This product that we talk about, we've talked about their deep cleaning for black tanks, but we're going to talk about something else today. Keep the valve closed. Deep clean your tank by dumping it and rinsing it, That's something that you got to do. You can use something like the Camco Rhino Blaster, which forces the water in there. Most of your travel trailers and RVs today have that built into the tank where it sprays the tank and cleans the sensors and washes it down. That's good. A lot of folks are old school. When you're moving place to place, they'll just dump some treatment in there and dump a big thing of ice in there, and as that ice is melting, it's sloshing around while it's moving, and those ice cubes are cleaning it, just like you would clean the garbage disposal in your house. People ask me, Rick, do you ever clean the garbage disposal? Well, we don't have one in the travel trailer, but if we did, when we had them in our homes, absolutely, we'd dump some ice down in there, turn that sucker on, and let it do its thing. So yes, that is something that we do, and that's something that you should do. To help keep it clean, because where there's anything that builds up, then there's an issue, or can be an issue. So you got to deal with that as well. Now, all that being said, the flood and soak method is where you add a few gallons of water in your treatment, which this is very common. Fill the tank completely full of water, let it sit overnight, and then dump it to ensure all the larvae are washed away from these black flies, because that just says nasty to me. You want to check your toilet seal. Now, if you have an RV toilet, it's got a rubber seal. It has a gasket around the throat of where the solids and the liquids go out, and there's a rubber seal around there. If that gets dirty, it can leave a little gap, and these flies can get out and get into your RV, and that's awful. So you want to do that. And then, of course, there's other ways to deal with them inside, and that's part of what we talk about on the program. All that being said, people say, gosh, Rick, how do I know what a black treatment? Now, we have a black tank treatment that we use that Amy mixes up. She's a witch doctor anyway. When it comes to essential oils and all those kinds of things, man, she does a great job. But the product line that I like, and they do not sponsor me, but this is a product line called Unique. UNIQUE, Unique. Now, the reason I like this product is because the products that they make, it works in every type of camping. If you're dry camping, hooking up, boondocking, whatever you're doing, it eliminates odors, prevents clogs, maintains your sewer gauges, sensor gauges, which lets you know if your tanks are full. And I've got news for you. If you can keep your sensor gauges reading accurately, you are Merlin the magician, because I can't do that. And don't worry about it. Digest toilet paper. Now let's talk about that for a minute. This is something we talk about a lot. I don't care what kind of toilet paper it is. Don't put it in your black tank. I don't care if it's supposed to digest. I don't care. Mama, do we put toilet paper in the black tank? That's a negative, Ghost Rider. We drop beer cans in there, but we don't put. No, it wasn't. It was a Miller Lite can. That was many moons ago.
Oh, yeah, that's when Yeah, to feed the.
Yeah, she'd poured a beer in there to feed the bacteria in the black tank, and it slipped out of her hand.
I'll never do that.
And that she couldn't do it again if the good Lord Jesus was watching over. I mean, it slipped right out of her hand. Well, he could do it. It just slopped over her hand and went down and went straight down in that. And we traveled for like 3 years with it sloshing around, and I guess it was cleaning the sensors. And and on the second time that Josh and Heidi from Top Septic came out to evacuate our black tank and clean it, it come out. I've got a picture of it. I need to put that up or whatever. So anyway, so you've got that. And this is California compliant. Ooh. It is biodegradable. This is a phenomenal product. Many campgrounds that you go to are really strict about, especially out west. And it's because of the expense. One of the things we got to look at is you got a couple expenses in these desert climates that you don't have back home. In other words, I had some deep wells back home that were 400, 450 feet. Water wells. Okay. 700, 800, 900,000 feet out here. Wells going to cost $15,000. Sewer, drain fill, $15,000. The days of $2,500, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 sewer costs are no more. Okay, so they're particular about what you put in there because they want the system to be maintained and to work and to function like it's supposed to. Okay, so the first thing I did is I used their product called Clean It, which you put that in there. You put about 2 or 3 gallons of water in there, and you start filling up your tank. And the longer you can let it sit, the more it's eating. It's, basically your drain fill and your septic tank works like this. Your solids and your liquids go into the tank. In that tank, you have bacteria that lives off the solids. The solids go down, the liquid floats to the top. It goes over a chamber into a liquid chamber, and then that leaches out into your drain field. That goes out into the ground and evaporates and starts over again. Your solids are broken down by the bacteria that live in the solids tank. Now, the negative part of that is that we're putting soap water and dishwater and bleach and everything else in there that kills the bacteria, so you got to feed them. So if you have a residential septic tank, you can do that a bunch of ways. You can put treatment in there, but most of us just put stuff like the best thing in the world that I was always been told, and I found it to be true, is just some old white bread in there about once a month. Put, every time you go in there, put a few pieces in there, and the yeast feeds those. There was a product we used to use called Septic Miracle that we put in there once a year, and it was phenomenal. It cost $100. But when you're on the road, this stuff's got to act quick to break that down. So the first thing we did is we used the Clean It product. Now, this is available at Walmart, Amazon, online, but it's available at Walmart down here, which tells you something. I don't know if it is at home or not in East Tennessee, but in West Texas, it's available. This has 32 treatments in it, and this is designed to, once you've got it clean, it's designed to help keep it clean. It deals with smells, odors, fruit, them dead blame flies, and all that kind of stuff. And it's biodegradable, so it's good for that. And the way this works, and I learned this from my chainsaw, okay? It's 1 ounce. Initial treatment is 2 to 3 ounces, and then 1 ounce treatment once a week, okay? And that keeps you fresh as a daisy. So what this happens is you've got 2 containers here, okay? This is the fill container. This is the container that has a measurement on it that shows you 1 ounce or half an ounce. It's on half an ounce right now. Well, the way this works is you loosen it. First of all, you got to loosen it and take those off, those sealed things. So you're not putting fentanyl or acid or something in there. So what you do is once you get that off, you loosen this and you loosen this, which I hadn't took them off yet, and you squeeze it, and it will go down and up this tube and over into here till you get what you need. Then you put that lid down and tighten it, and you open this one back up and you pour it in the toilet in some existing water, a full toilet bowl, and send her on her way. Simple as that. Now, they make pods, they make all kinds of things. I prefer the liquid. Unique. This is $17, $17.97 at Walmart here in West Texas. 32 treatments. The product's great. It's a good product. Rick's House recommends it. They don't pay me to say it. I'm just telling you because of everything I've used. It liquefies waste, liquefies toilet paper, liquefies all those kinds of things that are in there. Did I say do not put toilet paper in your RV tank? Use a trash can. I promise you, you will be sorry if you do. I don't care. Do not put baby wipes. Do not put flushable baby wipes. All baby wipes are flushable, but they don't break down. One of the campgrounds that we were at, we were working as campground hosts. Everybody's toilets backed up. So, Top Septic, I called Top Septic. They came out and popped the lid on it. If I'm lying, I'm dying. There was a covering on top of the tank of baby wipes and toilet paper that was this thick. It's a foot thick. And it had clogged up everything. Now, I don't know about you, but it's not cheap to have that fixed. Thank goodness Top Septic can make that happen for you if you're in East Tennessee. Give them a call. Find them online, topseptic.net. Okay? So they don't break down. I don't know. Whoever said flushable, they shouldn't be able to do that. They don't break down. They don't break down. They don't break down. They're going to clog. Don't do it. And why I'm on this subject. When you reach a certain age, as I have, and you have mobility issues, as I do, and you're needing to hit that bathroom because you had too much tea with that meatloaf, cornbread, and mashed taters, or huevos rancheros. It's enchilada day. You know what? I'm going to make enchiladas. If you ain't seen Arnie Tex, I don't know Arnie. I'm going to reach out to him. Arnie Tex, ARNIETEX. Man, that dude can cook a bone and make it look good. Anyway. And you go in the restroom and it looks like you've had a fight with what, or maybe, I don't know how to say this and it not be gross. I just don't know how to say it. But when the bathroom the toilet is not as clean as it was when you got there, was you raised in a barn? Did you eat something that was still alive but was fighting its way out? Oh, my Lord. Hands are for not, they make stuff. No. Lord have mercy. Who does that? There's something wrong with you? Did your mama drop you on your head? I don't know. I just had to say something about that, y'all. It's terrible, terrible, terrible. So, all that being said, listen. All jokes aside, y'all, and we've talked about a lot of things today, and I appreciate that, and I'm so thankful to our sponsors. Whether it's Knox Rail Salvage, it does a phenomenal job for us in East Tennessee, and they have a lot of products they'll ship. You know, that's a great opportunity there. GFL, Green for Life, trash service, trucking service, dumpster service, recycling service, all those kinds of things. 39 states across this great United States. Use them. Great company, including Canada. Permachink Systems. Whether we're talking about the log cabin industry, and folks, if you don't have a log cabin and you just have a regular house, they have a plethora of products that are available for you, and the engineers and the experience to back it up. Permachink Systems. You can find all these people online. If you're back home, you know where to find them. If you're not back home, they have either distribution or a warehouse here to help you. If there's somebody I need to know about, tell me. Send me an email. Rick's House Radio at gmail.com. Life on the Road with Rick's House at gmail.com. Send it to me. I want to know about them. I want to get them on the show and talk to them, whether it's Dave Corey coming up to talk about that, whether it's Brother Dan Hunter to talk to us about elevators and in-home elevators. That's something I talked about many years ago, but it's something that, you know what, if I lived in a 2-story home at my age, I'd want to know about that. And there's opportunities to do that in your new house. And it doesn't have to cost a fortune. That's why we're here. That's what we do. That's why we do what we do. Now, gas prices. We hadn't posted the latest picture. We do that each and every week. And I apologize. My throat's getting sore. I don't know why. I guess it's from just allergies and talking. Tonight, we go back to the sleep study. Yeehaw. But it's important. If you have, and I'm speaking to myself here because I hadn't been on my CPAP in some time because I've lost weight and they got to readjust it. And so we've done that. Amy needs it too. So we go back tonight to be monitored in our sleep. Huh?
I said, we'll both be fighter pilots.
Yeah, we'll be fighter pilots tonight with all that stuff. Lord, I'm gonna have to put a picture of what they do, but it's good, folks. I'm telling you, that's important. Don't ignore that. Now I know people say, "Oh well, I can't stand that thing on my face." I promise you, if you, it's life. I mean, this is life or death. Okay, it's that important. And there are some doctors that will let you test it at home. Okay, some do, some don't. Ours don't. We got to go in, but they take good care of you, and it's easy. And I know it's a pain. I don't like to go and do all that. Sleep somewhere I ain't used to sleep, but they do a great job. So don't, man, take care of yourself. Watch your health. So lots of things coming up this week. And talking about gas prices. Yesterday, I've been taking gas pictures at the Murphy gas station at one of the Walmarts that I frequent to get things that I need from the curbside pickup for Amy and I. Well, yesterday, I didn't go to that particular one. I went to the other one because I was on the other end of town, and that particular Walmart has a Sam's Club. So as I was coming around to look at, I was able to see from a distance that unleaded gas, excuse me, at Sam's Club is down to $3.09 here per gallon for regular unleaded. Now I ended up paying $3.19 because the line for $3.09 gas, they had taken those orange concrete looking things, they're orange and white barriers like they put on the highway, and had marked off the whole thing around the marathon at Sam's Club because every pump they had was backed up all the way out, all the way in the parking lot, all the way back down to the store and back toward the back of the building. I've never seen anything like it. People fighting to save 10 cents a gallon on gas. Now, I understand that. I do. But on the highway next to it, evidently people were rubbernecking but trying to save the price, and they had a six-car pileup with a motorcycle. Excuse me. And I said to myself, 10 cents a gallon, I'm going to put 20 gallons in it. That's $2. Not worth getting killed over. And it's not worth, I burned $2 of gas sitting in line to get it. So anyway, just a little something that I noticed yesterday. We'll see what it is when we go out tomorrow on Father's Day. Because we got to do the sleep study with the new CPAP machine this evening. And then tomorrow on the way back in, we're going to probably do breakfast and we may just come. I don't know what we're going to do tomorrow. But we'll have plenty of updates for you and lots of stuff for you to talk about. I want to thank you for being with us each and every Saturday morning. And I made some changes on the feed today. Let me know what you think. If there's something you want me to talk about, somebody you want me to reach out to, which I'm working on, let me know. I want to talk about those people and I want to do those things and I want to bring you the information that you need. And if you're thinking about life on the road or if you have a question about your house, I'd love to chat with you. Send me a message. Do you want me to open phone lines back up? I'd love to talk to you on the phone. Is that a thing that we do now? I'd love to do it. I miss it. I wish we could do it. If you're a company out there and you'd like for us to feature you on there and talk about you, we've got some coming up. In the fall, we'll have windowinserts.com, window inserts. We're also going to have my new friend from Indo, INDOW. Inserts. We're going to have them on. We're going to have Dave Corey on from the patents to talk to you about patents and many, many more that I'm working on. So you're getting ready to get bombarded as we come into the fall with guests, and we'll open it up. We'll split the screen with them, and you'll be able to see them and talk to them through chat. And I'd love to open the phones up. Y'all tell me. Y'all let me know. Support the sponsors. Tell them we sent you. If you need to know about something, don't be afraid to ask the question. I don't care if you send me an email, Snapchat. Are we on Snapchat, Mother?
No.
Not Snapchat. What are we on? Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok.
YouTube is just your podcast.
Yeah, YouTube is just for my podcasting. Oh, and by the way, Bob, I sent you an email. I hope you got it about cast iron cooking. We're getting a lot of interest in that, and so we're thinking about putting a channel up for those of you all who don't do Facebook and all that kind of stuff on YouTube. We'll talk about that, cast iron cooking with Rick and Amy, so let us know. We'll do that, but stay tuned. Thank you. Visit our sponsors. God bless you. We love you. Happy Father's Day to all you fathers, whether you're a mom doing both things, whether you're a dad doing both things, whether you're stepdad, biological dad, adoptive dad, papa, just that man that stepped in to be dad, to be grandfather, to be whatever. God bless you. Don't give up. You'll change somebody's life. Thank you for listening to Rick's House. We appreciate you. Let's see what we're going to take it out with here today. Reach us during the week, and we hope to talk to you then. God bless you. We'll see you next time. It's been Rick's House.